Wonder Woman burst onto the comic book scene in 1942, causing a stir with her debut. Created by Dr. William Moulton Marston, an internationally famous psychologist, she quickly became the most popular female superhero of all time. Unlike other heroes, Wonder Woman has a secret history, one that lies buried in the documents, archives, and collections across the United States. This veil of secrecy conceals a crucial story about comic books, superheroes, censorship, and feminism. Marston once described her as psychological propaganda for a new type of woman who should rule the world. So let's explore the hidden layers of Wonder Woman's past and celebrate her enduring legacy. Stay tuned for the video. Anachronic. Hi comic book fans, I'm Joe and welcome to Anachronic Comics. Wonder Woman is one of the most iconic superheroes of all time, and her comic book history spans over 8 decades. But how did she come to be, and what makes her so special? Wonder Woman was created by William Moulton Marston, a psychologist and inventor, who also invented an early prototype of the polygraph. Marston was inspired by his wife, Elizabeth Holloway Marston, and his lover, Olive Byrne, both of whom were feminists and suffragettes. He wanted to create a new type of superheroine who would embody the ideals of love, peace, and equality. He also believed that women were superior to men and should rule the world. Marston introduced Wonder Woman in All-Star Comics number 8 in 1941 as a backup feature to the Justice Society of America. She was an Amazon princess named Diana, who lived on Paradise Island, a hidden utopia where women lived free from male oppression. Wonder Woman's origin story, from the Golden to the Bronze Ages, relates that she was sculpted from clay by her mother, Queen Hippolyta, and was given a life as an Amazon, along with superhuman powers as gifts by the Greek gods. In 2011, DC changed her background with the retcon that she is a biological daughter of Zeus and Hippolyta, jointly raised by her mother and her aunts Antiope and Menelipe. She was gifted with super strength, speed, agility, and a magic lasso that compelled anyone it ensnared to tell the truth. She also had an invisible plane that she could summon with her tiara. Wonder Woman soon became the star of her own title, Sensation Comics, in 1942, drawn by Harry G. Peter. She fought against the Axis powers during World War II, as well as various supervillains and mythical creatures. She also joined the Justice Society as their first female member, although she was relegated to the role of secretary. She had a romantic interest in Steve Trevor, an American pilot who crash-landed on Paradise Island and became her ally. Wonder Woman's popularity declined after World War II, and her stories became more domestic and conventional. Marston died in 1947, and his successors changed many aspects of her character and origin. In what he admits was one of his worst writing decisions, Denny O'Neil had Diana lose her powers and become a fashion boutique owner and a mod spy in the 1960s. She regained her powers and costume in the 1970s and became a feminist icon when Gloria Steinem decided to place the superhero in costume on the cover of the very first issue of Ms. magazine. The issue also contained an appreciative essay about the Amazonian warrior. This spotlight helped put the character on a path to reclaim her powers and her costume. Wonder Woman was also featured on the cover of the magazine's 35th and 40th anniversary issues. The first live-action Wonder Woman was not Linda Carter. The first Wonder Woman television movie actually starred Kathy Lee Crosby as Diana Prince, and it was intended to serve as a pilot for a series that never materialized. This version of the hero was based on the powerless Bronze Age incarnation of Wonder Woman, which meant this Diana didn't wear her iconic costume and was more or less a super spy government agent and not a warrior princess. But not everything was completely different. Steve Trevor was still a part of her life. She also starred in a successful TV series with Linda Carter as the lead. Linda Carter made her first appearance as Wonder Woman in the made-for-TV film The New Original Wonder Woman. The confusing title points to the fact that this new Wonder Woman took more cues from Marston's original comic book story. Like the comic, This story is set in World War II with Princess Diana winning the Amazonian contest to be able to deliver Steve Trevor back to America following his plane crash. The film led to a TV series which premiered on April 21st, 1976. In the comics, Wonder Woman underwent several reboots and revisions in the following decades as different writers and artists explored different facets of her personality and mythology. Diana's Silver Age updates included a rebooted origin story. Her powers were now gifts from Olympian gods, new powers including flight, and the removal of all World War II references. Some of the most notable include George Perez's post-Crisis on Infinite Earths reboot in 1987, which reimagines her origin as a clay statue brought to life by the gods. John Byrne's run in the 1990s, which introduced her mother Hippolyta as a Golden Age Wonder Woman. Phil Jimenez's run in the early 2000s, which expanded her supporting cast and rogues gallery. Greg Rucka's run in the mid-2000s, which emphasized her role as an ambassador and warrior. Gail Simone's run in the late 2000s, which added humor and heart to her adventures. Brian Azzarello's New 52 reboot in 2011, which made her a demigoddess and a daughter of Zeus. Greg Rucka's Rebirth run in 2016, which restored her original origin and explored her dual nature as a lover and a fighter. And G. Willow Wilson's run in 2018, which focused on her relationship with her fellow gods and goddesses. Wonder Woman, that's Gal Gadot, jumped into the action along the Man of Steel and the Caped Crusader in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice in 2016, a teaser to her very own feature to come a year later. The 2017 film Wonder Woman serves as an origin story of this latest iteration of the comic book heroine starring Gal Gadot. In Wonder Woman, Diana leaves the island of Themyscira to fight on the World War I battlefield alongside Steve Trevor, who is played by Chris Pine. Gal Gadot has since appeared in other DC Snyderverse movies as Wonder Woman and starred in her second self-titled movie, Wonder Woman 84. With James Gunn's reboot, a new actress and a revamped origin will likely be in the offing when Wonder Woman returns to the big screen. Wonder Woman has also appeared in various other media adaptations, such as an animated show, video games, and merchandise. She is widely regarded as a symbol of feminine empowerment, courage, compassion, and justice. She is one of the most influential and beloved comic book characters ever created. If you haven't read Wonder Woman, certainly the runs I previously mentioned are good places to start. But if you don't want to go hunting for older books, the current run of Wonder Woman by Tom King is a winner. Other stories I highly recommend are JLA, A League of One by Christopher Muller, where Wonder Woman hears a prophecy that her Justice League teammates will die in battle against a dragon. So it's up to her to first defeat the team before she battles the dragon to sacrifice herself and save the lives of her teammates. And a second I highly recommend is Wonder Woman the Hikatia, a graphic novel written by Greg Rucka with art by J.G. Jones. The work marked Rucka's first outing with the character before he became the writer on the ongoing Wonder Woman series a year later. In my view, it is one of the best Wonder Woman stories. Other stories like The Circle, Gods and Monsters, and Paradise Lost are worth your time. One last recommendation. As I mentioned earlier in this video, in creating Wonder Woman, William Moulton Marston was inspired by his wife Elizabeth Holloway Marston and his lover Olive Byrne, both of whom were feminists and suffragists. The New York Historical Society awarded the 2015 American History Prize to Jill Lepore's best-selling The Secret History of Wonder Woman. It's a riveting work revealing that the origin of one of the world's most iconic superheroes hides within its fascinating family story and a crucial history of 20th century feminism. I highly recommend it to any Wonder Woman fan. As we wrap up our exploration of Wonder Woman's origins and history, let's celebrate her enduring legacy. From her groundbreaking debut in 1942 to her evolution as a feminist icon, Wonder Woman has inspired generations of readers. Her journey from clay-formed Amazon to daughter of Zeus reflects the ever-changing landscape of comics. So whether you're a longtime fan or a newcomer, remember that Wonder Woman's lasso of truth binds a soul to a world of courage, compassion, and empowerment. I'll be producing more of these character profiles. Let me know in the comments if you have a favorite hero you want me to add to the list. And while you're waiting, check out my most recent video on digital comic books. Be well, and I'll see you in the next one.